Hey guys, Jester here. Today, thought I'd do something a little bit different. I'm going to be going over my personal evolution from the very beginnings to from a player to a DM and beyond. So let me get comfortable here. So I started playing in, I believe it was 1980, and our um, our school had a program called the Gifted Program. Not sure what they call it today, but it's basically students that do very well in school. And so our teacher, which was a lady, um, she actually introduced us to Dungeons and Dragons. And if we did all of our work Monday through Thursday, we would get to play Dungeons and Dragons on Friday, which was freaking awesome. Um, so that was my introduction into Dungeons and Dragons. We played from the basic set. I don't even remember what module our dungeon master was running. Our teacher was not the dungeon master; one of the students was. Not sure what module he was using, but in any case, that was my introduction into it. Where I lived, we didn't have a local gaming shop. The nearest major town was probably about 45 minutes away. So my best friend, though, had the Dungeon Master's Guide and Player's Handbook. We didn't have any modules, so we learned how to roll up our characters. He didn't have the monster manual, and so basically, uh, what we did was we just went back here to the section in the Dungeon Master's Guide that there's a list here. Where's the monsters? Uh, should have had this pulled up beforehand. But in any case, there is a monster section here. Here we go. It's just it's just a big old chart listing the types of monsters, or in the case of major demons, their names and their stats. Doesn't give any description or anything, so it's basically just a stat crunch. And we would just randomly pick from this list a monster to fight, and it was basically a stats battle. Is basically all it was. Um, because we didn't know what they looked like. We didn't really know what their um, battle tactics were or anything like that. And so it was just straight up initiative and hammering each other out, you know. But I mean, we had a great time. I mean, that's all we had. Um, so, you know, that that it was like that probably until I was able to obtain some Dungeons and Dragons stuff myself. In which case, I bought the basic set and with the Keeping the Borderlands and the Isle of the Dread, and um, and so I started running that as a dungeon master. Um, and I got so familiar with the Keep of the Borderlands, the Caves of Chaos, um, that when I went into the military, I was in boot camp, and of course you weren't allowed to have anything but like paper and pencil as personal items or anything like that while you're in boot camp. And so we crafted a system to basically create dice, or a dicing type of system. And I had memorized. It's amazing what your mind will do when and you don't even realize it. But I had memorized the entire Caves of Chaos map and the contents and everything. I surprised myself. But so anyway, so basically, there in boot camp on our free time, we played Dungeons and Dragons, Keep on the Borderlands with in the Caves of Chaos, and had a great time. after that, I remember I was again dungeon mastering well, prior to that, while I was still in the military, I continued buying the books and the modules and stuff, and right after boot camp was our first school, and we would play. Our school was Monday through Friday. We got off around noon, cleaned the barracks, so we were done around 2. And on Fridays, we would, after cleanup, we would go up to the break room and we'd start playing. And we played solid from about 2 p.m. on Friday afternoon all the way till about 1 a.m. on Monday morning, taking turns napping when our characters were in a lull, and doing soda runs downstairs to the soda machines and ordering takeout and sending somebody down with all of our money to the quartermaster to pick up the delivery. And yeah, so we played a solid 2.5 days straight every weekend. During that time, I was a player, and our dungeon master was taking us through the Giant Drow Queen series. By the time school was over, we had just made it to the Queen, so we hadn't actually started that series yet, that module yet. Then once I got on my ship, I started dungeon mastering and took the players, my shipmates who was playing with me, took them through the Village of Hamlet and Temple of Elemental Evil. And so, and again, this all throughout, at least throughout my dungeon mastering, and for the most part, our playing experience too. It was, I mean, it was a great time, but it was mainly just encountering the monsters and battling them. Not a whole lot of role play going on. Getting in the character and that sort of thing. It was we had our characters rolled up. We knew what we were supposed to be doing. We'd go through the scenarios and situations that the dungeon master would put us through. That's it. Pretty basic, simple. So after I got out, and I continued dungeon mastering, that was still my mindset. And I remember getting this one group. There was like a group of like 5 or 6 college age guys that were like roommates, and then this one random guy that replied to my ad post on the message board in the gaming shop, and we were playing outside my apartment complex and at picnic tables, and I remember this is how basic of a dungeon master I was at that point. Me and the college kids, we were playing like I had always played, and but the random guy, he was actually a role player. I mean, he was playing a cleric of St. Cuthbert, and he got into the role. He was doing the voice and talking in all this, I don't know, I don't even know how to explain it, but he was getting into it as far as role playing goes, and I was like, what's this dude doing? Because I had never experienced anything like that before, and so to my detriment, I didn't do my job as a dungeon master and encourage that. And he, after the first session, he discovered that our table wasn't the place for him, and he never showed back up. And I feel bad about that. It's like that wasn't something that I was used to. It kind of, quite honestly, freaked me out. I didn't know what to think about it. And so Anyway, but as the years went on, I evolved into basically that guy. I've developed my role playing as a dungeon master. I try to do as many voices as I can. My favorites are the witch and the leprechaun. I really get into those. But um, beyond the witch and the leprechaun, unfortunately, I'm not a linguist, so or whatever you would call it. So most of my other voices, regardless of what I'm imitating, kind of sounds like a an Irish dwarf. So that's just my skill set there. So but in any case, so yeah, I've been playing in the world of Greyhawk now since I was I guess ever since my my first school in the military when we were playing the Giant series. I've been playing the World of Greyhawk ever since. Um, Evolved up to second edition, and that's where I primarily play is second edition now. Um, I have played third, or not third, 3.5. Um, didn't really care for it that much. Way too many skills and roles and all that kind of stuff, and um, played like one session of fourth edition. Completely did not like that, and now that fifth edition's been out for a while, I I've played it. I still way prefer second edition, um, but I'm not opposed to playing fifth edition. I started fifth edition as a player, and my second dungeon master in that was just phenomenal. Um, that was probably other than the GDQ series in my Navy school. Um, this is that was probably the my most enjoyable time playing as a player, Dungeons and Dragons. Um, his world and and everything that was going on was just phenomenal. And the fact that it was fifth edition didn't really matter that much. We adapted to, or I adapted to, to that rule set, and and yeah, just had a great time. Um, I currently run a monthly game at my house, right here at this table, and it's World of Greyhawk, second edition, with a couple of first edition rules in there and a couple of fifth edition rules in there. So I'm malleable. I like to adjust to um, the way that I think the game should be run, and to make it easier for me and the players. But and Right now, I'm also, besides the novel that I wrote, which is a fantasy fiction novel called The Book of Prophecies. It's kind of about this same kind of stuff here. Um, I also am a freelance writer for GUI Cube. GUI Cube is a phenomenal company that produces 5th edition Dungeons and Dragons material. Um, they have their own world design and their own take on 5th edition rules. And in it, but so I would encourage you guys to check them out. Uh, just go to GUICube.com, and that's where they're located. They got a Discord channel. They got a Facebook page. They got a Saturday morning um, video that they do on. I think it's on Twitch that they do it, and then they upload it on YouTube. I believe it is how that works. So if you miss it, you can always go back and watch the YouTube version. But anyway, um, so yeah, so I'm like I said, I'm freelance writing for them. I've written the 5th chapter of an ongoing series that they've got going on, and then I've also co-written a side quest, and and I'm involved in a cooperative writing venture that's got like 30 writers writing this huge accessory supplement. And so that's my evolution, guys. I appreciate you watching this video and all my videos. I hope you enjoyed it. Just hearing a little bit about me as a person, as far as a player and DM, and how everything evolved with me. I'm no expert by any sense. I do the best I can as a dungeon master. I try to make my table enjoyable for my players, and I make plenty of mistakes, but in the end, we all have fun, and that's what matters. So anyway, like I said, thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you get notifications of when I upload these videos, and make sure you hit the like button, and please subscribe to my channel. The more subscribers I get, the closer I can get to actually making money doing this stuff. Which brings me to another point. Since I don't have a Patreon account or anything like that, and since YouTube doesn't actually pay me themselves yet, that's what subscriptions are for. You can always help me out by purchasing my novel, The Book of Prophecies. Like I said, it's a fantasy fiction novel. If you like Dungeons & Dragons, then you'll definitely like that book. It's available on hardback, paperback, and ebook formats. The Kindle version at Amazon is only $2.58, so that's a great buy, guys. You can also go to lulu.com to get the hardback and the paperback. You can also get those on Amazon as well, but I make a lot more money if you purchase it off of Lulu as opposed to Amazon, because Amazon takes all your money. And in any case, the links to those are in the About section on my YouTube channel here. I also have a Facebook page called James Richmond Author, and the links are also on that About section as well. So anyway, purchase one of my books. That would help me out immensely, because I turn all my profits from my book into more sales opportunities, and being able to help out a little bit in my production of this. So I'm almost I've almost completed my second novel. That should hopefully be out by the end of the year, if everything goes according to plan and nothing, no kinks or wrenches get thrown into the works. But anyway, enough about that. Again, thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, and as always, see you soon.